Hello YouTube, welcome back to another driving and the news video for today, July 26th, 2023. Today is Wednesday. I know that this is not a very exciting video or a very entertaining video, but I feel that it is important to record our history. So let's get right into the news. This is the 1010 Winds news broadcast in the New York Metropolitan area.
Saw that the fire started and tried to extinguish it. So we give a lot of credit to the crane operator, but the fire overwhelmed that operator and had to exit the crane. The crane operator was able to get out and is safe. We're extinguishing with hose lines. We stretched with hand extinguishers.
The second building. So our DOB structural engineers were en route before we started. They're probably here. We will look at the structural integrity of the building that was hit. We'll look at the structural integrity, obviously, of the building that was worked on. We have a specific cranes and derricks unit. All of the DOB personnel is here or en route, and when they have a chance to assess it, we will have more answers for you.
This is a crane from, it looks like it's a crane from Loma. A second crane collapse from Loma. The first one in 2008 deadly. Another crane collapse from the same operator.
Well, again, as I said earlier, there is the engineer. We have who the engineer is. That's Steve Valpato Engineering. You have the crane user, which is Cross Country, and the crane owner, which is New York City Crane and Equipment. And again, give us some time. We will be looking at all of the parties, their records, and we will get you more information, more specifics as quickly as possible.
How did that exit ignite? Like, what happened? How was that possible?
Part of the review to determine exactly what happened. Once we get up there, once we're able to look at it and do an analysis, we can find out exactly what's happening. It's all preliminary.
So my basic question, what was the building that where it happened and which one the building it hit? The address?
We have the address, Jimmy?
The address.
The address.
Where it happened, the building that it hit. Can you tell us the address, please? Sorry, I know it's basic.
It's 550 10th Avenue, and I believe 555 10th Avenue is the building that was hit.
Can you tell us who the construction workers inside the building? Were they working at the time? Was anybody, did they all have exactly
Do we know if any of the construction workers are?
The injuries were all minor to four civilians, which included some of the workers. So they were very fortunate.
So none inside, none of the construction workers inside the building?
As we know, as of now, from they were on the outside when the debris fell.
What do you think of the fire chiefs about the operation?
Whoa. Y'all see this guy here? Y'all know how we rock.
The alarm that you got off? What happened? How did it what did it hit?
So I'd like you to picture what was taking place. The crane operates above the roof line. And on that above the roof line, there's a beam that goes out. And that's carrying the weight of concrete and that weight of 16 tons is attached by a cable. And as the fire heats the cable weakens to a point where it loses its strength, and that's where the collapse occurred.
Can you tell us about the getting water on it with the 5 alarms? What was the difficulty there?
The difficulty when you have a fire so high up is to be able to supply water to the building, stretch hose lines from inside the building and across the street. And that takes manpower of firefighters, but it's also that we're able to search the surrounding buildings and evacuate it. And that's why it's a 5th alarm.
And so attached to the boom, matter of fact, attached to the boom was holding.
Looks like there was some kind of fire and a crane collapse.
Because in addition to the boom, you had something that was holding a substantial number of concrete that was moving around that was made up of these stones. So while we're so lucky is not only the boom falling to the street, but all of that concrete could have struck civilians, and this has spread out throughout the area here. So we were extremely lucky this morning. But getting this right, as the commissioner stated, is not about luck. It's about making sure that people who are above our skyline are doing it correctly, and it appears as though at this time all the documentations were in order.
Okay, just one quick question.
Yeah,
All the
okay.
trees were along the ground. The firefighters and the forest civilians, they were all on the street.
That's what it appears now.
And what were they injured by? Was it debris or?
We'll find out. The rest of the investigation will determine that.
Thanks, folks.
All right.
All right, there you have Mayor Adams and other city officials on scene in Hell's Kitchen, where you've been hearing a crane caught fire and collapsed at 550 10th Avenue at 41st Street. Do we have our Samantha Liebman? Sam, are you there?
Yes, I am here on at 42nd and 10th.
So what are you seeing?
So I have a clear view of both the crane cab and the crane beam, boom that fell on the ground onto 10th Avenue. I talked to several eyewitnesses who live across the street. They tell me around 7:30 they just heard a boom, an explosion. Two people were inside their apartments, looked out their windows, saw the flames, saw the boom on the ground, and then crashed into a scaffolding with the concrete truck below, and the fire raging in the cab above. Right now, it appears that the FDNY is back at work with that cab. They have water, they're spraying water from the roof of the building that's going up at 550 10th Avenue into the cab right now as we speak. Earlier, they were also using hoses from the building across the street as well, and I can see water dripping from those hoses that they were using earlier. But yeah, it seems that there must be some hot spots up there because they are still at work. This is still a very active scene. 37 to 43rd on 10th Avenue is still closed off, and a lot of FDNY and NYPD presence here. Again, as the mayor and officials said, 4 civilians hurt, 2 firefighters, and still a very active scene. A lot of people who live here say that they will not be allowed into their apartments as of yet. There was a vacate order even for the apartment buildings across the street. One person who lives across the street says that they live on the 5th floor. Their apartment shook when this happened.
All right, Samantha Liebman live at the scene, and let's hand things off to my colleague Ashok Bala.
Thank you, Susan. 9:30, and we just got an update from Mayor Adams about that collapse on 10th Avenue between 41st and 42nd.
We had a fire on top of one of our cranes. Thank God that the injuries to 4 individuals were minor.
Yeah, so 4 civilians and 2 firefighters, minor injuries after a partial crane collapse and a fire at a high-rise under construction. 10th Avenue closed between 38th and 42nd Streets, and it's obviously causing some sort of traffic mess. Winds News Time 9:31, and let's find out about that now from Karen Stewart.
Especially if you're a Lincoln Tunnel traveler. The inbound Lincoln Tunnel is just tipping right on an hour wait on the inbound side. Why? Because there's no access to 10th Avenue. Traffic is being detoured off 10th and 23rd Street, and we've got Port Authority Police directing all traffic south. 10th Avenue is closed between 38th and 42nd Street because of FDNY activity, as you've been hearing about here on 1010 Winch regarding that train fire. All traffic exiting the Lincoln again is being detoured south. The inbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel is looking at a wait of 55 to 60 minutes. Inbound GW Ridge is 25, outbound is 40. The inbound Holland Tunnel's got a 45-minute wait. We stink right now over the Hudson River crossings. If you're a Lincoln Tunnel traveler, consider the Holland Tunnel instead. Eastbound 78 at exit 29 for 287. Tractor trailer accident blocks the ramp 287 north, but the ramp to 287 south is available. New Jersey Transit's back on the Morrison Essex line. We've got N, R, Q, and W, and B. Ooh, U and C subway train delays. And alternate side of the street is in effect today citywide. Traffic is sponsored by the DiPietro Law Firm. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes around the clock, breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Attention patients of urologist Darius Paddock. If you were suspicious of Dr. Paddock, you were right. Call the DiPietro Law Firm at 212-233-3600 to learn more. That's 212-233-3600 or visit atdlaw.com. Attorney advertising.
So much going on. Cranes and the weather is really fierce. The AccuWeather 4-day forecast with meteorologist Dean DeVore.
Yeah, today we've got to get ourselves ready because we're in the start of this. We may not officially get to 90 in the city park and the park thermometer here today, but we expect to do that tomorrow, Friday, and into Saturday, making the heat wave official. But even before that, we got problems with air quality issues, code orange for ground ozone levels here today, and then we have the heat advisories and excessive heat watch out for tomorrow and Friday in our region. We may even have to extend that into Saturday. Thunderstorms so problematic yesterday. Ashok will be problematic again late tomorrow evening, and then again on Saturday there'll be strong to severe thunderstorms, but that brings an end to the heat wave as we get into Sunday itself. 73 on our way up to 88. Real feel highs will be in the upper 90s this afternoon. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore, New York's weather station. 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
This is Protection, the everyday skin protection ritual that protects your skin from mosquitoes. Off, the #1 dermatologist recommended repellent brand. S.C. Johnson.
President Biden's son will appear in a federal court hours from now to make his formal plea on tax evasion charges from 2018. Hunter Biden said to have paid off over $100,000 he owed in unpaid taxes in return for probation instead of time behind bars, but there's a move underway to stop that from happening.
This morning, there's word that Republicans in Congress are trying to block Hunter Biden's plea deal. The president's son is expected to plead guilty today to misdemeanor tax charges, avoiding prison time in what Republicans have called a sweetheart deal.
They made him a very good deal, and he sucked it up like a Hoover Deluxe, and I can't blame him.
But now the New York Times reports Congressman Jason Smith, the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, has filed a brief in federal court urging the judge in the case to reject the agreement.
That's correspondent Andrew Dimebert. Wins News Time 9:34. The former president is commenting on another possible federal indictment.
Former President Trump, campaigning in New Orleans, asked about a possible indictment over the January 6th attacks and election interference.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know. We have a crooked nation.
But is he worried about more felony charges?
I'm not concerned. No, I'm not concerned. We're legit. We have very corrupt people running our country.
A D.C. grand jury considering more indictments. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
Bronny James, the eldest son of NBA superstar LeBron, is recovering after suffering cardiac arrest. He collapsed on Monday during basketball practice at the University of Southern California. Here's correspondent Danya Backus.
Well wishes for the incoming USC freshmen are pouring in from across the sports world. Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin, who went into sudden cardiac arrest after taking a hit during a game, tweeted his prayers and support for the James family. Former Lakers star, coach, and co-owner Magic Johnson also turned to social media to wish James a speedy recovery.
Cardiologists say it could be months before they determine what caused James to go into cardiac arrest. President Biden signed a proclamation yesterday to establish the Emmett Till and Mamie Till Mobley National Monument, honoring the slain teenager and his mother in 3 different locations in Illinois and Mississippi.
The president declaring the importance of telling our nation's full history, even as some now seek to change how Black history is taught. Florida Governor and Republican presidential candidate Ron DeSantis has defended his state's new educational guidelines that will teach students that some slaves may have benefited from the skills they developed.
Denialism can hide much. They erase nothing.
The president's stern warning, silence is complicity.
That's correspondent Mary Bruce. So many chances to win a lot of money. Too bad the odds are astronomically low.
I try to lower the commercial music wherever I can. I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike.
Mega Millions drawing, the jackpot is getting bigger. It's now up to $910 million. The next drawing is Friday night.
That's correspondent Stacy Lynn. Wins News Time 9:36. Rob Thomas and Barbie, what do they have in common? That's next in 1010 Wins Entertainment.
Hi there, I'm Andrew McCollum, CEO of Philo, your new favorite provider for all things TV. For only $25 a month, you can get an unlimited DVR full of your favorite shows and movies. At Philo, we care about making sure people enjoy TV without having to worry about hidden fees, contracts, or clunky equipment. Signing up is super easy, and once you do, you can watch over 70 channels whenever you want, wherever you want, on all your favorite devices. Get a 7-day free trial at philo.com/Andrew. That's philo.com/Andrew.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs now in effect that will significantly reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. These programs, which the credit card companies like to keep secret, exist to aid American consumers struggling with overwhelming credit card debt by offering tremendous savings and real debt relief. Accredited Debt Relief has established a special hotline for you to call and learn what savings you qualify for. They've helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt and are A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. So don't wait. Get the relief you need during these hard economic times. For this free information, call the Accredited Debt Relief hotline now. Call 800-266-7171.
We've got those yellow flashing lights up ahead, slowing everybody down. It's on a vehicle, on some construction type vehicle.
Now 1010 Wins Entertainment. Dave Chappelle, extremely funny live.
Terrorists don't take black hostages. That's the truth. I have yet to see one of us on the news reading the hostage letters.
His multi-city tour kicks off at the Garden August 22nd and 23rd. Pre-sale tickets go on sale. The rest tomorrow morning at 10 through Ticketmaster.
Yeah, we just met.
All right, can't let commercial music play. Sorry, guys.
Rob Thomas singing. It's Ryan Gosling in the Barbie movie. So you might be wondering, what does Rob Thomas think of this?
Okay, sorry, guys.
To thick skin and expected to be the butt of a joke. Straight up hilarious.
Nope, not gonna let it happen.
The latest on that partial crane collapse and fire in on the west side. And all our top stories in 1 minute.
Todd from Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Why are you grinning? John, I am going to make this your summer.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Driving in the News, recording history. And the focus is just that, to record history for future generations on this channel. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next video.